Alright, hello everyone. I'm going to move the microphone where it makes sense to have it. Great. So, this is Renaissance Mix. JNails versus derpa. I don't actually know what exactly the stakes are here. I believe derpa needs at least 2, maybe 3 wins to promote or to move to the next stage. We're in the group stage still. I think JNails is already basically advanced. Although, again, like I said, don't actually know. So, that's that. That doesn't look... That's not red mix? Those are all red mix cards, aren't they? Or is the contention that it just doesn't feel like red mix because it doesn't have more broken things in it? Oh, okay. Well, there's... I guess that's red mix? That looks all like red mix stuff, right? Okay. I don't actually know what cards are red mix. So, things, I assume. Alright, then. Taxes here. So are things like Baker and Treasurer. My instinct is something like Ratcatcher Treasurer open. Oh no, maybe Scrap? The problem with the Scrap is you can't also open Treasurer, and I kind of want to open Treasurer. Now, derpa can do Scrap Treasurer, now that JNails has conveniently moved the tax away. I guess you can still borrow, though, right? Maybe Scrap borrow for Treasurer is still fine. Scrap borrow for Treasurer could be fine. I think... I mean, it's true that Scrap deals with estates pretty decently, and Treasurer obviously deals with the coppers. Going double Scrap. Double Scrap's also reasonable. I kind of want Treasurer here, though, for derpa. Yeah, I like that. I think you just take card action. I mean, you can risk it and just draw dead. Like, card horse is perfectly fine. There's only a 1 in 7 chance you draw the Scrap, right? So maybe it's worth risking. Or you need like card coin, maybe even. It's like card coin, try to take a treasurer, has some upside. Taxing the gold pile. JNails, fine. Of course JNails would tax the gold pile. Why not? The second Scrap here misses the good stuff, but it's fine, I suppose. I guess ultimately you're playing with swashies here. You can probably get the treasure chest on this board, right? Like, you can use things like Slayer Scrap to make sure you're hitting those coffers off swashy. And I think the treasure chest is probably pretty solid here. There's always the question of how you build to that point on the board. I wonder if JNails still takes a treasure at some point. Like, you could just take treasure now as JNails and not trash. I guess you could trash and then borrow for treasure also, which might be okay. There we go. Alright, that's the thing. I think that was perfectly reasonable. Looks like derpa missed their Scrap. Right? Yeah, derpa missed their Scrap. Which is a bit sad to not be able to trash an estate. I'm not sure if missing Scrap or missing treasure is more sad. Probably Scrap. It's pretty close, actually. Regardless, JNails got both opens played turn 3 and 4, which is really, really nice. And now, as JNails, I want to pick up... I guess the key. I guess that makes... The key is fine here. If you want to buy one of the 5s, so you can take a key. I'm not convinced taking the key is better than just trashing and borrowing or something. Maybe it's fine, though. Like, as JNails, you could just take the key right back and buy a 5 cost if you want. So I think JNails needs to start hitting up like bazaars and swashbuckles. I don't think yeah, the single buy is like a little. No, sorry, I'm not saying single buy. It's a scrap buy. Scrap has plenty of buys. You can use the treasure chest to feed the scrap also. For like gold's a pretty decent target for scrap stuff. So as JNails, I probably want to buy like bazaar right now. Maybe is fine. Yeah, that's fine. I like that. All right, derpa does get this scrap play in this time. Does find an estate, which is helpful. But JNails is feeling pretty comfortable right now, I would say. Pretty comfortable. Obviously scrap that, take, I guess, card action, and then you're just gonna... Like, I guess you prefer to scrap... I mean, you can scrap the silver, too. I think you just scrap copper and just borrow for Swashy or something. Borrow for Swashy, or do you just, like, take a bazaar, take a slay even? It's probably okay. A lot of reasonable options right now. Yeah, it's not the horse there. Take the lab. Lab is totally fine too. Yeah, you can take lab. So, if this shuffle goes well for JNails, I think JNails is in pretty commanding position. I think JNails probably wants to swashbuckle pretty soon on this board now. It's a good scrap. I'll just take card action, I guess. Silver horse? Okay, fine. Not sure about that, but I guess it's fine. Well, actually, what's down there? Bazaar, treasure. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want a card action there because there's a lot of good stuff in the bottom of your deck that I think you want to try and draw through to. And you're triggering the shuffle anyway. I guess you don't have to trigger the shuffle. You could just play lab and not play bazaar, which is probably fine. To just play lab and not bazaar, and not trigger the shuffle. The difficulty there is you can't play both the scrap and the treasure. So then you have to force to choose. I don't know. Yeah, or trigger it. It's triggering. It's fine. I would draw a card here though for sure. 100% draw a card. Like I don't want to. Yeah. Yeah. That's all fine. Takes the key, not trashes the copper. I guess we're using double fives here, which seems okay. So I would borrow for like bazaar swashbuckle maybe. That seems okay to me. And then JNails has a. I'm not borrowing it. Oh, he will. The second treasurer. Interesting. I don't like the second treasurer very much, right? I am not sold on second treasurer. It doesn't seem... Like, what is it doing? I guess it's gaining silvers to feed your scraps, but you need draw. Okay, but why do you... Like, why do we need a key fight, is then the question. Like, do we care about a key fight? I want draw. Like, with two bazaars already in the lab, like, a swashbuckler just draws through your deck faster. And so, you know, finding your one treasure every turn is also pretty good, I would say, for playing treasurer. Yeah, no, the second treasurer was just really strange to me. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I know how I would feel about it, which is not particularly good. I would probably just play Slay here. I don't think you scrap the Slay. I guess you just play it. And then... I don't think you want a second Slay, though, do you? Maybe it's fine. We're just scrapping copper. Okay. I guess that's fine, too? You do get to top deck something if you want. Yeah, like right now, like imagine if one of these treasurers was a swashbuckle. Would you feel so much better about things? You'd feel so much better if this treasure was a swashbuckle. Because that gets you to the end of the shuffle, right? 2 from Lab, 1 from Bazaar, 3 from Swashbuckle, 6. That gets you exactly to the end of the shuffle. You get an extra coffer out of the whole deal. You get to see more of your deck. Well, yeah, like, JNails should be not taxing gold, and that way you trick derpa into buying gold, which is clearly a card you shouldn't be buying, so... I don't know. I feel like we're just underdrawing. I feel like we're fighting too much over the key. We're not trashing enough copper. We're not getting enough draw cards. And we are taxing gold for some reason. Clearly you should tax, like... I mean, you could tax a Swashbuckle, as JNails last turn. If you're not going to buy a Swashy, like, you expect your opponent to get one, right? I mean, you could also consider drawing with, like, there's a Swashy, yeah. You could also consider drawing with, like, oh, I guess you had 1 extra card to draw if you had the... Whatever, it doesn't matter. I still would much prefer to have a Swashy than Second Treasurer. Like, card action buy, I think. Or take the horse? Sure, take the horse. Alright, take, Bizarre Swashy seems fine. Baker? But, huh? Baker. Why, Baker Swashy would be fine too. I think Bizarre Swashy is fine. Like, no Swashy is just, like, very strange to me. Like, JNails isn't drawing deck this turn, right? Like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to draw a card. It just seems very strange. I think JNails is still firmly ahead, so that's not a problem, but... and Baker certainly looks a lot better once you already have a Swashy, but it doesn't look great before you have. Like, look at these. Look at all the drawing you're not doing right now with these stop cards or cantrips. All right, whatever. Here we are. Now we're just gaining silvers. Like, we're adding stop cards to our deck. We're not thinning down. We're borrowing instead of spending the coffer. That part's probably fine, actually. I think borrowing instead of spending coffer is fine. I don't know. I think JNails should be drawing deck by now, and the fact that he's not is not great. I think you can trigger this safely as derpa, right? I think you can trigger this shit. I mean, you might consider doing like putting a horse in the shuffle maybe by trashing a silver. Trash silver to put a horse in the shuffle. I'm not sure that's any better than just drawing first, though, and then using the scrap for card action instead. But, yeah, if you took, like, action, horse, buy, for instance, and then triggered, I think that's totally reasonable. How many things are in the shuffle? Like, there's like 2 or 3 more copper in there. There's a baker in there. There's 2 copper, a baker, and a treasurer and a bazaar in there, right? So there's only 1, 2, 3 stop cards. So, yeah, like you just draw, right? Yeah, like you clearly just draw. Okay. You don't even need to put a horse in the shuffle if you don't want to. But you do need an action buy off this scrap. So, like, action buy card is fine. Action buy horse is fine. Oh, we are... This is how we're doing it? But you don't have enough to play all 3 of these terminals here, huh? Oh, you can actually if you gain a silver first. Okay, that works out. Never mind. If you gain a silver and you scrap it. Fun treasurer tricks. And the last card is, I think, what's the last card? Is it copper? Oh, it's a state. Oh. Well, you clearly just draw that. Wait, why are we playing this? Why are we not playing scrap here? What are we doing? We're not killing the silver? Why would you... Wait, what? Hold on. Why are we not playing the scrap? Do you actually only want 2 buys? Do you not want to draw the estate? That was so weird to not play scrap there. Alright, this undo has to be play scrap, right? Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. Like, very clearly play scrap here. I guess card action buy makes no sense. Maybe card action coin, but I don't want to leave an estate on top. Like, I very much don't want to leave that estate there. Do we need to gain the silver? I still wanted to... No, I guess that's gaining the silver is fine. Take, like... Bizarre... Baker, maybe? Bizarre Baker Swashy? I don't think you need to draw at this point, so Bizarre Baker, maybe? I think you do need the Bizarre, because I think your action's short a little bit. And you'd like to not have to waste action on scrap if you can help it. And you want some combination of Bakers and no, 2... Oh, no. I'm not a huge fan of that, I have to say. Also, did JNails just not play the Slay into the shuffle? That was weird. You should play Slay before you shuffle. Right? I don't see a strong reason not to do that, to put 2 horses in the shuffle. Yeah, I agree. Like another Swash, or even Baker. That many Bazaars is just not doing a whole lot. Alright, so we're going to do some silver gaining and some trashing. Even 1 Bazaar was fine. You don't need that many actions on this board, do you? I don't know. Maybe 2 is fine, just to get the 5-5 split, but I don't really care that much. Yeah, winning the split is such a silly thing to think about there. Okay. Sorry, I had to fix that real quick. Still thinking with the silver buy here. Well, you want to buy, and you want an action, and I guess silver is fine. Sure, why not? Now you play for the 2/3 of finding silver in the top decking horse, I guess, which makes sense. All right, so leave the horse on top. Very nice. I guess you can take the key here. Taking the key here has some upside because it doesn't mean you have to trash, so you can keep all your coffers. You can take, like, Baker, Swashy. And then we're going to start getting into a chest fight here. Starting this turn. Or next turn, I guess. Maybe Lab... What? Do we need to draw it badly? We're kind of, like, overdrawing now, aren't we? And the third... Oh, third treasurer. Do we have the action support for a third treasurer? I'm not, like, 100% convinced we have the action support for a third treasurer. So here, like, derpa can... Is there silver in the trash right now? Oh, no, what have you done? Oh, that can't... No, what? Why'd you play the swashbuckler? You could have tried for a chest still, right? Like all you had to do was play the treasurer to gain silver, then scrap it, right? Oh, that's only 3 coffers though. Well, you could have drawn a card with the scrap and still had a chance of finding the Baker first. Anyway, this is why I wanted a second Swashy. No, there was only 2 coffers at the time Swashy was played, so it would have been the 3rd coffer. So the Baker was played after Swashy. There's still a lot of copper in these decks. For decks for a board where you have scrap and 5 treasurers gone, there sure are only 7 coppers in the trash. I guess they're kind of focused on just gaining silvers to scrap, but how? I mean, it has like some benefit. It's a little wheel spinny though, right? Nah, not that wheel spinny. I guess you're getting a buy action out of it. Yeah, it's fine. Well, we very clearly take a buy here. Wait, why is there only 1 buy? Why did the other scrap not take a buy? Don't you want 3 buys? I'm a little confused as to only having 2 buys right now. Like, you very clearly have to have enough economy for 3 buys. Unless we're just provincing or something, which seems pretty bad. Can you at least get like another swashbuckle, please? I did say please twice, so there we go. I like that. Prov now is fine, yeah. I don't think Prov now is a problem. There's only like so much you can do in terms of buying Provs. Like starting now is not a problem. You can do Prov this turn and start going into like double Province next turn, and that puts JNails in a tight spot. But we're still building. This does feel maybe like a little overbuilding. And JNails continues to run into draw problems. So I think you want to gain. The tricky part here is you want something in your discard for Swashbuckler. Oh no, if you racked with. No, sorry, never mind. Well, if you racked with Slay, it goes in your discard, so that's fine. Yeah. So you can just put the horse in hand and then Slay goes to discard, and so that's fine for Swashbuckle. Oh, that's unfortunate. Bottom decking the Swashy is not good. Are we gonna scrap a silver to draw 1? And just hope the top card there is Swashy? It is, look at that. It all works out. It all works out in the end. I think this was incorrect, right? Like you could have top decked a horse. If you play Lab first to draw, then Slay, then Bazaar, you top deck a horse. So if JNails duds by 1 card next turn, we know why. This could easily be like triple province, right? For like Lab. Do we really need 2? I don't know. This feels like so much draw. Is this too much draw? You already have so much overdraw. Maybe it's fine. There's at least some things you can do with overdraw. Like gain silvers off scrap and put them in play. But it's not like you can do that much with overdraw. Anyway, I think JNails is probably in decent shape now, because derpa never got that treasure chest last turn, which means the economy is a little bit worse than it could be. So obviously you take a horse and an action, and probably buy. I mean, I guess horse action buy right now, or the game or the scrap play here. You want something to discard, obviously, for Swashbuckle to gain the chest. Silver over horse? Well, I want something to discard, I want an action, and I want to buy, right? Like, you can't, like, you have to take those 3 things. You can't take card. There's not room for it. Because if you don't take action, you can't play Swashbuckler without drawing things dead. If you want a 3rd buy, absolutely. And you want to gain the chest, so you need to take either silver or horse. You can try to top deck horse here. This is one of those situations where if you try to top deck horse, it's 50-50. But if you lose the 50-50, it does cost you a horse. So, that's a little iffy. No, there'll be 2 actions after taking action, so you can still play the Swashbuckler and draw on. And considering how many Bazaars were down there, like, the Swashy was pretty likely to find one. So I'm not worried about, like, not drawing. What could have happened. But I think in Derpa's position you can't, like, play that scared. It's not even clear about me playing scared. I think it's just, like, trying to play around a very low probability event, which doesn't really make sense to do. So how much money is this? We have the chest again, right? So I think, can JNails quad province? I think JNails can quad province, right? Which puts Derp in a very bad spot. Because you can always, like, use treasures just to gain a bunch of silver to trash. You have 3, so that's like 6. JNails was at around 24 last turn already. Plus now there's an extra gold in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure JNails can quad. Well, I'm thinking if you take 2 provinces here, right, you can play around it that way, can't you? Like 2 provinces into, well, you only have 3 buys though. Can I rescind this? JNails can't quad. JNails only has 3 buys, right? Okay, never mind. I forgot they only have 3 buys. Okay, you very obviously just troll province here as derpa. Just triple. I think anything other than triple province is a pretty big mistake. And if JNails triples, you just lose anyway, right? Because then what do you do? Well, the problem with double and scrap is that scrap just gets you like an extra duchy next turn anyway, right? Or like an extra province next turn anyway. So the scrap only makes sense if this game's going longer than like 2 turns, and I'm not sure it is. Because if JNails hits 3 provinces, like, you still can't beat that with a scrap, can't you? I guess you're just playing for like a slightly longer game if you take scrap over another province, which may be fine actually. Like, I could understand the appeal of that. I guess it's just it seems like pretty marginal difference in that case, but maybe it's fine. And scrap certainly saves you some coffers, so over province. Yeah, I guess it's fine. I just don't know if JNails does manage to triple here. I don't think Derpa has like any outs, basically. Because then that's 4 provinces. Well, oh no, that's not true. Hold on. If Derpa double provinces and scraps, there's 5 provinces left, so then you can double province again with 2 duchies. So then, does that win? Because then JNails is at 24, and then that's 20. Yes, that wins. Okay, no, never mind. I was incorrect. My math is wrong. Double province plus scrap is still able to do some damage. Yep. This is all true. I was kind of just like completely counting the points wrong or something. Yeah, scrap makes the most sense right now. Get that 4th buy. Because the other thing about the scrap does right now for you... Oh, lab. I don't like that at all. The other thing the scrap does for you right now is that it stops JNails from taking just a single province, right? Because then you can just take 4 provinces next turn. Well, then again, if you take province and JNails takes like province duchy or province duchy scrap, I don't feel like counting this much. It's too much counting. Someone else count for me. Anyway, I just think the 4th buy is pretty handy to have. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, JNails could take province, scrap, duchy or something right now, but I don't think that beats triple province, does it? Anyway, yeah, I didn't actually count that out to see if it beat it or not. I just tried to intuit that it wouldn't. All right, we're not going to play this. We're not going to play this horse here. I assume you play a horse here, right? Well, I guess you don't have to. I guess you don't need the economy, do you? Yeah, never mind. Don't play the horse. There's a chance you can top deck a horse if you play it, but there's also a chance like to burn 2 horses. Well, what's down there? There's 2 horses in silver there, right? So like, it's really sad if you bottom deck the silver, right? Because then you have to burn 2 horses basically. Oh, it's 3 horses in the silver. So if you play a horse and you draw 2 horses, I guess it's fine. I'll just leave that there. To leave the horse silver. Obviously, you'd want to draw the silver, and then the upside is just drawing the silver, and then you top deck 2 horses, and it's great. The downside is you burn a bunch of horses for like no benefit. Alright. I still think Province Duchy Scrap is the play here for JNails. I definitely want to scrap just because I want to be able to threaten quad next turn if derpa somehow doesn't have a full turn. Just to end it immediately. Yeah, alright. I am okay with those 3 buys. I think they're the best shot of winning. I don't know if JNails is in a good spot to actually win, but those are probably the best shot. Because like, if derpa triple provinces here, JNails can province and triple duchy. So that's a losing tie, right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, so derpa just triple provinces here, and then it's fine. Wow, what a roller coaster we are on right now, huh? Well, what do you mean you're unconvinced by this? Like, what's the other play? Like, if JNails draws this, if derpa duds and JNails draws this turn, it's still a quad province. So, but is double province like more likely to win this turn as JNails if you do get the dud than just province scrap? I mean, the other play is just not take duchy, right? Like, you just do province scrap laboratory or something. If you're playing for a dud, like maybe duchy doesn't make sense. I guess is the line. Because I think you have to play for a dud. It's the only thing that kind of works here. Like this should be action by horse, probably fine. I'm not sure that's true. If you took like province lab scrap, I'm not actually sure that statement's true. It might be true. It all seems very, very marginal. Like, obviously, if derpa draws here, derpa probably wins. Is the thing to say. Do you scrap the... What's in the trash right now? Silvers? I guess you just scrap gold, right? Because there's no reason not to. Or you can scrap horse also. Scrapping horse is a play, but I don't think horse does enough. Yeah, I think you just scrap gold and get it back. And then triple province. Yeah. No, he can. Like, scrap gold gets you to 24 without spending coffers, right? Yeah, no, scrap gold gets you to 24 without any coffers. So, like, you're guaranteed to win. This is a completely guaranteed line if he just draws the silver. Or I don't actually know if derpa's a key. If they just draw the silver. Right, because there's... Take 2 silvers. And that's 24. And then there's no way JNails can beat that. Then you have enough coffers to just buy province regardless. Also, yeah, 7 is enough because of borrow. But 9 is also enough because of tax? You know, you gotta pay off that debt if JNails taxes the province pile. Trash is copper. Okay, fine. I mean, this is still leaving 8 coffers left. Yes. And we're just gonna guarantee win next turn. JNails has 4 gains, which is at most 15 points, right? So 15 points gets you a losing tie, so you might as well just resign. Well, I'm sorry, it was the lamest version of this. Next game, I will demand they do better. I wonder if JNails is calculating how lost he currently is. Ah, yes. Wait, JNails, did you just end your turn? Well, I guess that's one way to resign. That's the like, you know, you have like a mate in 1 and you're gonna make him play it out. Alright, this board, looking at the list here, has certainly looks like red mix, I'll say that much. So, what's in the capitalism pile today? Lots of things. Wait, teacher? Teacher gets capitalism? Oh, it does have +1. That counts? That's hysterical. I didn't realize that counted for teacher. Because it does say +1 coin on it. Okay, sure. Why not? If I didn't know any better, I'd say Wandering Winter is doing a goof. Okay, what's the open? Peasant Gear? Peasant Silver? I don't think it's Militia. Peasant Butcher would certainly be a nice open. I think Peasant Gear. No. Maybe Peasant Silver. Shoot, I don't actually know. It's not, like, critical that you hit 5 right away. I think Peasant Gear, actually. Alright, I've changed my mind. It's Peasant Gear. I like boards that are fairly strong, but not like incredibly strong. So, like a good like 10 to 11 turn board, I think is like my sweet spot. Did JNails open double gear? Ooh, that's spicy, isn't it? Double gear, double gear. No, I mean it works, right? Like, you're... No, 10 to 11 turns is definitely fast. I don't think Gear Spices wins this board, right? There's a lot going on this board. It does not feel like Gear Spices should be competitive with the nonsense you get. I don't think Militia actually hurts Gear Spices money that much. It probably hurts a little bit. What do you mean there's no trashing? What? Who said there's not trashing? Butcher, you may trash a card from your hand. Right? Oh, let me read it again. Yep, so it says trash on it. I mean, Gear Spice's money is fairly fast, right? I'd be pretty surprised if Gear Spices won. But then again, those are like the really fast money strategies I always tend to underestimate and then lose to, so maybe. Yeah, like, I think the nice thing about Gear Spices is it's pretty easy to execute, right? Like, there's not like that much trickiness in developing, and the engine here is very tricky. You could slap. I think you were playing money though. I don't think that seems like that seems like a waste if you're not playing the engine, right? Yeah, it does not feel at all to me like you need to play with Lost Arts and the money board. Because it's gear. If it was a different action, maybe, but gear is the one that you don't need to worry about collision on. Well, this is the moment of truth, because if JNails takes gear here, that signals Spice's money. Coin of the Realm? What does that signal? That signals nothing to me. Wait, Coin of the Realm signals absolutely nothing to me. Hold on. What? Wait, what? I think the only options in my head that made sense were Peasant or Gear. Gear signaling money, Peasant signaling engine. Coin of the Realm does not make sense even a little bit to me. Can anyone explain this to me? Like, how does Coin of the Realm factor into either of those strategies? I'm so confused. Okay, sure. Maybe silver. Lost Arts? But you just took a Coin of the Realm! Why do you need JNails? What are you doing? I'm... But why? Why would you Lost Arts on Gear? You already have a Coin of the Realm down. I don't know what JNails is doing. Somebody explain. But I don't... But... like, he's very clearly skipping Peasant, right? But you don't need to Lost Arts Gear with the... I don't know. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. It'll be a fun little a fun time. Okay, so this is Spices. Nope, it's a Butcher. What is happening for JNails? The madman. I am... Listen, I'm gonna be honest right now. I am all for whatever JNails is doing. I don't quite get it, but I'm all for it. Now, Derpa's got a Spices for some reason. I guess the Spice is okay for Derpa, actually. Never mind. Well, JNails can certainly win the game. I would not contest that at all. I just think if you're building like this, why wouldn't you want to build with a traveler? Yeah, sure. Let's take 2 more gears. Why not? Is it peasant time? Let's do peasant now. I want to see this like super delayed peasant. This is so many gears. No, this is great. This is great. I'm still not like 100% sure what we're doing, but it's fun. Well, the law starts on gear makes more sense in the engine. For sure. Yeah, I think derpa is like caught between the engine and then looking at what JNails is doing and thinking like, wait, what? Should I be doing that too? And then trying to do that. No, you can't start provincing for JNails. You need to get his spices. He has no spices. He needs like a couple spices. I mean, you can. Well, he can turn an estate into spices this turn, which would be pretty good, I think. You're in a bit of a weird spot if derpa can't get more gears in this deck. Like, I think derpa just takes like 2 gears this turn, and that's probably fine, right? City Quarter? I guess City Quarter can be discipled, right? And you'd rather not disciple. Well, you can disciple gear, just don't set aside. Oh, wait, derpa only has 1 traveler. Yeah, that's... I think, with what derpa's doing, I think you would want a second peasant much earlier than currently. Like, getting the second traveler line going pretty soon is nice. Well, to be fair, I don't think Militia's that good on this board. It's... I don't think it's doing a lot, to be honest. Like, I think it would probably hurt a little bit a more traditional Gear Spices engine, but I don't think it hurts all what JNails is doing. Certainly second Peasant right now makes a lot of sense, I think, as derpa. These are Royal Carriage. I don't think Royal Carriage does anything. Also, this is a really unfortunate draw for derpa to find all the stop cards. JNails misses Butcher, which is, I mean, a little sad also. Can we take his spices now? Alright, there we go. I know what JNails is doing. It makes sense. He's playing some sort of like weird... I'm gonna call it a money engine. It's somewhere in between money and engine. It's... Yes. But it's a money engine deck. Like, there's... The money engine is... Monies and engines are a spectrum, right? You got pure money on one end, you got pure engine on the other end. And he's, like, right there in the middle, alright? Now we can roll carriages? What's the royal carriage doing? Now, okay, no, now the royal carriage is really throwing me still. Just when I think I have you figured out, JNails, you throw curveball. I don't understand what JNails is doing anymore. I thought I had it. I was so convinced I understood, and now I don't anymore. No, why? Why not just get like another spices? What does carriage even do? Unless you play Butcher a second time, I guess? Royal Carriage, why would you need more gears if you're playing money? You're playing money. You don't need to draw your deck. I don't... I'm so confused. I don't know. I'm trying to interpret what's happening here. I'm not doing a very good job, so just ignore me. Derpa got the second peasant, which is nice. I thought we were, but now I'm... Like, a money engine doesn't aim to draw its deck every turn. It aims to get, like, you know, enough action cards in your deck that you're pretty consistently provincing and have some, like, threat for a bit more than that. Alright, is it peasant time? Your JNails looks like a peasant right now, I riot. JNails seems ahead to me, yeah. Mostly because I don't know what derpa's actually doing. Like, I think derpa's trying to build the engine here, but not doing it super cleanly. No, JNails seems, like, very far ahead to me. Like, not even close. I still don't believe in what JNails is doing, like, in general, but it's working here so far. I mean, derpa can disciple, like, royal carriages. I wouldn't mind getting a city quarter as derpa. Those are really good disciple targets. Disciple butcher is definitely fine. I do think derpa wants a little more draw, so I think city quarters start becoming pretty decent. Alright, so... JNails buys another royal carriage. Okay, sure. And we're taking more coins of the realm as JNails. Yeah, I think derpa's in pretty rough shape, to be honest. I just think whatever derpa tried to do here is a bit on the slow side. I still believe in the engine. I still believe in the like the disciples stuff. But I would want city quarter. I'd want a bit more in my deck. I mean, yeah, sure. You can do that. It's fine. Like, I don't think you need to thin that much as JNails, but certainly copper coin's fine. But the first coin made no sense. All right, JNails took coin over like gear or silver or peasant. I'm like almost positive militia does not slow down JNails hardly at all. I think I like, yeah, Disciple Butcher this turn. Well, hold on. Why do we set aside a copper over a peasant? That doesn't make sense, right? Oh, there's a coin. I forgot there was a coin on the map. Never mind. This is perfectly fine. I do want City Quarter this turn as derpa, though. For sure. Well, there's that militia. We'll see if it actually hurts. I don't think it hurts very much. This is the time for City Quarter. Your time is now. You could also do, like, Peasant City Quarter. But I think I'd rather just take the City Quarter. City 8th. Well, we're buying half a City Quarter. Is that your joke? Yeah, I understand. Because I think if you want a peasant, I think you just gain it mid-turn with a butcher. So I don't really feel like spending the coins on peasant right now. So I would very much take a city quarter. Like, I think you desperately needed City Quarter in this engine. And I think if I keep saying City Quarter... Yes, it worked! I knew we could do it. Alright. So JNails has 2 royal carriages on those bottom 3 cards. Bottom deck's a royal carriage. I mean, JNails just can do basically anything now, right? Or gonna thin more copper. Now derpa can start greening. Can derpa start greening? Why would derpa start greening right now? Like, derpa should keep building. Don't panic. Greening now would be panicking. That's interesting. Do you set aside the city quarter here? Or do you try to draw on? I think you play on. Well, no, you want to disciple it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you're supposed to save the city quarter there so you can disciple it next turn. I think. It's not like 100% clear to me, but it seems like a reasonable play. Yeah, you can keep butchering some stuff, it's fine. Copper to coin is fine. Could do another city quarter right now. It's probably fine. Could do like... I don't know. Just city quarter? Royal carriage city quarter, maybe? Carriage quarter has some appeal to it. Alright. And JNails bottom decks... Never mind. Royal carriage just saves the day. Okay, question for the rules people out there. If you play a gear and then set aside, then call royal carriage and don't set aside, does the royal carriage stay out with the gear? It does, okay. Anyway, I don't think derpa can build fast enough to get out of the current issue, which is JNails can just mill provinces over like 2 turns and win. Yes, derpa, I don't think... I don't know. I'm going to go with they, because I don't know. So can JNails win this turn? Maybe? JNails can maybe win this turn. Let me just go with they. They's a safe bet, I think. JNails does have 5 games, right? 6 games, even. Might need some draw to be able to, Oh, actually, the militia does hurt here, huh? Look at that. You go, militia. I maligned you, but this militia actually does some damage. What do I know? Like, literally nothing. Disciple on gear is a little weird to me, maybe fine. Listen. We didn't know we'd have 2 soldiers this turn, alright? So JNails, I mean, sure? The other problem is there is the problem of only 2 buys. I don't suppose there's a win here, right? There's no way you get 5 provinces out of this. Yeah, setting aside some... Well, we're at... Oh, we have 1, 2... No, we can play all the actions we want to. But yeah, so next turn could be sad. The thing is, I don't know if you get another turn. Is kind of the problem. Maybe you do. So we have 2 natural provinces in hand, if we want them. Do we have 3 provinces in hand? No, not enough money for that. Could derpa take 4 provinces here? Because 4 provinces is probably good enough to win. What's this next soldier producing? 4? 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16... I would butcher the province for sure, yeah. Like, easy peasy butcher the province. That's still short of 4, though. I think 3 is probably losing. No, maybe 3 provinces is not losing, actually. Yeah, next turn could be sad, but I'm kind of more just concerned with this turn than next turn. But maybe just play for next turn is the better play. It's hard to say exactly. Next turn is definitely sad, though. Unless... Because there's definitely, like, copper and stuff down there. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, 3 provinces is probably bad for derpa, but 4 provinces is probably winning. So how much... Did I count this again? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16... Like, very clearly not... it is very clearly not 4 provinces. You're, like, 6 coins short. I don't think everything's losing. I think if JNails can't win this turn, you might be okay. But if you want to play for a big next turn, then setting aside actions instead of setting aside treasure would have been nice to do. Just to power up the city quarter. Now we consider. No, I don't think derpa's lost at all. If derpa has a good next turn and JNails can't like do enough damage right here, like that's enough for derpa to win. I just think if derpa was going to play for next turn win, then setting aside actions would have been preferable to setting aside treasure. Yeah, like setting aside the 2 butchers as opposed to 2 copper would have been much better. Like, I don't know what you do now as derpa. Maybe like 1 province? Maybe 0 province. 0 provinces is probably fine. Yeah, 0 provinces is fine. You can take some more carriages. Carriages are fine. You could take another city quarter. That's probably fine. Butcher into slices. Ooh. Exciting. Sliced. JNails already requesting a break. It has been over an hour, and this is only game 2, right? We'll say the pace of play has not been exceptional. Has not been exceptional. Anyway, how's everyone doing? We all having a good time? On this fine evening. slash morning or afternoon or whatever time of day it is. Day off of work tomorrow? That sounds nice. I have to grade tomorrow, like, all day. My grades are due soon, and I'm behind on grading already, so I need to finish grading. It's gonna be awful. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm supposed to be grading now, actually, but I got bored. So here I am. No. No, I'm on my own here. It's a small school. I don't have, assistants. Well, tomorrow I need to grade some lab reports. And I need to grade some presentations. I haven't recorded, but I need to, like, go through and check off the rubric stuff. I did just finish grading my final reports for fluid mechanics today, so that was exciting. Yep, lots of Bernoulli. Tons of Bernoulli. Actually, there's only one problem that actually had Bernoulli in it. The rest of it was energy equation, which is just Bernoulli with, head loss. But effectively the same thing, so sure. Well, Bernoulli is also a force equation, like a momentum equation. So it's just all the equations. You can derive it like 3 different ways, which is pretty cool. Duchy. Duchy seems terrible to me. That's my assessment of that Duchy. Like, it doesn't help you next turn, and it doesn't score enough to matter if you're going to win next turn and pop off. So, eh. Alright, well, we're doing something in the end here. Is it good? Oh no, I hate that. Oh, I hate that so much. Oh no! I really hate all that. The 4 Duchy seems so bad to me. That's just really bad, right? I'm not mistaken in my assessment of that. Yeah, that is all, yep, that's true. That's probably easier to do than 5 provinces. No, those duchies, like, I think are horrendous. JNails does have 6 gains, but it does require, like... No, JNails has, like, 7 gains, I think. But it does require you not to use any royal carriages on, gears, which is not a guaranteed thing. That was weird play order, right? Like, you could have played the gear before... Because there's another butcher, isn't there? Oh, no, never mind. If you had drawn... No, you can't draw both butchers. Or provinces. No? Where's the wind? I see 2 provinces, I don't see 3 provinces. You can't afford that, though, right? Because Coffer of the Provinces takes 8 coffers. Am I miscounting? Oh, I am miscounting. Never mind. I thought he was short on coffers. Whoops, my bad. What was I miscounting? I must have forgot the 2 coffers from the butcher play then. I just didn't count. Anyway, I think that game was very winnable for derpa. Even, like, Like, I felt JNails was a little bit ahead, but I think with like some pretty clean play and some decent draws, derpa definitely could have just won that. And I think derpa definitely made some inaccuracies in play, so I think that game just more solidifies the engine, like the heavy the disciple stuff. Although then again, I don't. JNails just felt like a bit slow to the party for whatever JNails was trying to do. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we're taking a break, so I will also take a break. Be back here in a minute. Well, you can draw conclusions from that game. The conclusion being, I think they both played their respective strategies suboptimally. That's my conclusion. Well, listen, I only jump, alright? I don't walk to conclusions ever. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Alright, that last game was a roller coaster. I'm ready for what the new dawn brings. This is the old board, right? Yeah. And we're off. Hello, summon. 5-2 for JNails, that's basically cheating, right? What do you summon here? Improve? Cargo? I mean, I guess you could also like spices, but I feel like you just summon, right? Otherwise next turn is just crappy. Well, I guess you can buy engineer, I guess. The 2-5 is like 10 times worse than the 5-2, right? 10 might be an overstatement, but it's significantly worse. In fact, 2-5 might be 2-5 is the I don't know. Summon cargo is totally fine. I'm not sure what you save here though. Like, do you save another cargo? 2-5 is like 5-2 for player 2. So you're saying it'd be no, I don't think that's right. Because the thing is that JNails gets to do something on the 2-hand, whereas derpa doesn't get to do anything on the 2-hand, right? Actually, JNails could get Engineer and cargo that away. That would be okay. Engineer plays pretty well on this board. I mean, I guess we're doing... Could do Engineer City... I mean, you could, but that sounds pretty bad to me. Like... Well, it's not the worst play ever. I don't know. Citygate's not great in general. It's not like a super cool thing that you need to have. There are a couple decent use cases, but it's like whatever. Eh. Like, taking it here doesn't do a whole lot. It just... the Citygate only helps right now in like 1 in 11 cases, right? So like it only helps in the case where you bottom deck your Engineer. So that's not, like, I'm not buying something for a 1 in 11 chance, right? Well, JNails... Oh, sorry. So let me rephrase that now. So the Citygate for JNails right there was actually okay because it does trigger the shuffle, which is pretty nice. Well, that was the high roll. What high roll? Like, I don't know what the high roll is for derpa. Oh, you mean the scheme engineer? Yeah, it helps a lot. Well, the Citygate helps out like city quarter stuff a bit, for sure. I don't know. Like, I think Citygate's like middling as a project or a thing to buy. Like, it's fine. It does some good stuff. It has some upside. It doesn't. It's not like great though. It's not like, I don't know, maybe like in the middle of the pack in terms of you know, project / landmark things. That's my assessment of it. Yeah, they're good. Sure. I don't know. I guess it just depends on what pool we're ranking it in, right? Like in the project pool, it's definitely middling at best, I think. Anyway, I don't think Citygate's a particularly good open. So one of the nice things you can open, if you have the 3-4 split, Citygate can be opened because it sometimes hits you 5 on turn 2, like 60% of the time. Which, if the 5s are really good, it can be worth it. But only if the 5s are good and you need to high roll a little bit. Because if you don't high roll, it's a little sad. Citygate over Inno? No, that is insanity. Or Piazza, I can put it over, but putting it over Inno, I think, is madness. Well, I guess it also depends on. It depends on. I'll have to go to the math. It depends on what else you're taking. Star Chart's not that good for most kingdoms. There are a couple kingdoms where Star Chart is nice. So like, Travelers like Star Chart a lot. That's mostly it, actually. Yeah, things which you like Research Citygate is an okay open. Research Starch is an okay open. Mask Starch is okay. Things like that are okay on that front, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay sometimes. Well, I mean, when I say okay, it's almost certainly better than Silver Mask. But there's other things you can open with Mask that are pretty good too. Don't you play it? So you play it turn 3. You play it turn 4. Do you play it turn 5? I mean, it depends if you're adding what you're adding to your deck, right? You always trash a card, gain a card. You draw the 2. Huh. Trash, gain. So you're at an 11 card deck. So you're always an 11 card deck. So you draw 5, draw 2, that gives you 6, and so 7. Oh yeah, that does trigger shuffle, doesn't it? Okay, I'm convinced. you sold me. I had to math it out, but it's there. What's going on in this game? I didn't pay attention at all. It just looks kind of like a middling engine, I guess. Yeah. It's just... Anyway, I want to go back to this take about Citygate being better than innovation. That's madness, alright? Just gonna say that right now. So I think I like innovation more than average, and Wandering Window likes innovation less than average, so I do feel like the two of us argue about innovation quite a bit, to be perfectly honest. Well, I don't think madness exists exactly in Dominion. I think madness reduces the cost of a card in your hand to 0 for the rest of the combat. I think that's what madness does. Tactician gains you 2 energy when you discard it. Yes, that's Slay the Spire. I'm just naming Slay the Spire cards now. Madness, Tactician. Oh, is it? I have never played Magic the Gathering in my life. So, fun fact there. Maybe it's tragic. I'm fine. Wait, what are the last 2 cards in derpa's deck? Because that would certainly change. That's Copper State. Okay, never mind then. Then just don't play this Ranger. And then you can just top deck City Quarter Ranger and you're fine for next turn. Oh, you don't need trashing. This card does not need trashing at all. Like, you have Scheme. Scheme is more than enough to kick off every turn reliably. Yeah. I mean, a little trashing would be nice, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, being able to top deck, like, Village Ranger every turn and just, like, instantly draw half your deck is just so strong. To not hit 5. Yeah. You can take a duplicate. What about duplicate right now? No, you don't have terminal space. I guess you need a village. Take, like, village dupe or something. I don't know. I'm a little dubious about another engineer right now. I mean, I guess you can pay the debt off. You are a little bit action limited right now, though, is the thing. Also, I don't think you need more schemes. I think 2 schemes is just enough schemes, isn't it? I don't know. 2 schemes seems like plenty of schemes. I want more villages as derpa. What are you top decking? You're top decking City Quarter, Ranger, and Village? City Quarter, Ranger... Ranger? No, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, probably Village. That definitely helps. Yeah, I guess it also depends on just how many actions. Like if I already had 4 other actions in hand to probably just leave on city quarter. Because you do have 10 non-actions in your deck. So the problem currently with this is, oof. I don't know. I don't think you need a second city quarter, do you? I guess it's fine. Sure, why not? Yeah, that's the problem. Is like the debt is a big ugh. So like what you need to do then. Also, if I was gonna take more city quarters, like I would just do it. Like never. No, I don't need to. Never mind. It's weird to me that JNails does not have a ranger. Is that the takeaway, Shakawaki? That's not my assessment, but okay. Yeah, I think here's the problem I have with JNails this game currently, is that Ranger is so much cheaper than City Quarter. Engineer can gain Ranger. It can't gain City Quarter. Ranger gives plus buy, which is great. Largely, I think, like, 1 City Quarter just seems fine to me in this deck. Maybe 2. But, like, I think it's a good card to have, but you don't need to go overboard on it. You could also conceivably skip City Quarter, but I think it just draws enough that you want one of them. But I could be convinced that 0 City Quarters is fine on this board. Anyway, derpa has like a bit of a dud turn here, which is interesting. Because I think almost all the rest of those cards are actions. Yeah, my thought was like 1 City Quarter, and that's probably sufficient. But anyway, back to the City Gate question. Like, is City Gate really doing that much on this board? Let's be honest. Like, I don't feel like it does a lot much here. I guess the question is it doing more than, let's say, another village or another scheme or something? Or even another engineer? It doesn't feel like it is, actually, to me, but I don't know. Innovation, on the other hand, would be doing some good work, alright? Gotta inno those rangers. I actually don't think innovation's that good on this board. But you can do some stuff with inno. Like, with engineers, it kind of helps a little bit. But you probably don't need to. I also don't think JNails needs 4 schemes. This seems like way too many schemes. Like, it's just... JNails deck doesn't have any payload in it. It's just... Like, what is it doing? Can we add some more payload? Okay, like 2 engineers? Okay, there's some payload. That looks better. I mean, it is expensive, but... I mean, I don't think I would get Inno here. I don't think that's the problem with Inno on this board. Like, I would probably buy it more often if it was cheaper, but I just think Inno's effect is just not that exciting on this board. I mean, it's not bad. Like, it's certainly good, but it's not incredible or anything. Okay. Let's take some villages. Why did they not game improve before playing the schemes? Oh wait, does that interact like that? Hold on, wait, what? Sorry, clean up being trash. Does that work? No, wait, what? I'm confused. What you're saying? Like you can't do like the hermit trick with scheme. Like doesn't. Why did not gain improve before playing the schemes? Gain improve before playing scheme. I'm so confused. What you meant by that? Does anyone know? Like you can't scheme a card and improve the card. It's either or. Because you can't do both of those things. It's not like Hermit. Hermit you can get both effects, but not improve scheme. I don't think. Okay. Engineer can improve. But there was no shuffle. I'm just like, when does that work? You're not shuffling the deck. You can't gain and play. Right? I'm not mistaken here? Anyway, I want a little more draw and some more villages. So I want some combination of rangers and villages here, I think, for derpa. Yes, you get the interpreting what someone said award. Derpa needs more draw. Derpa, get more draw. And more villages. You move villages too. Think the Cawthor commentators. You do not get the no typo award. All right. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. All right. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I'm gonna assume it wasn't, or we'll assume it was. I don't know. Either way, it's great. Alright, what did we just add here? We added a bunch of dupes, but we need more draw. Like, you're already not drawing your deck, right? Like, you want overdraw. Add a ranger. I guess the last card is ranger, isn't it? I still think you want to add another ranger in this deck. The CQ will draw more, but consider the fact that 4 rangers is a lot better than 3 rangers. Because then you can play 2 rangers for draw instead of only 1 ranger for draw, and still set up your next turn. But then you do need to draw your... Right, you need to get to your deck, though, in that case, which is not a guarantee. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. We'll see. What did you just do? What was that hand that derpa just drew? That did not have any, village or city quarter or ranger in it. There we go. That looks a lot better right there. So, do you still lead on, like, village ranger here as derpa, or do you lead on just city quarter? What draws more on average? Probably village ranger? Butter. Butter draws more on average. Got it. I guess it's likely, but you're still drawing... Well, you also know what the top card is, right? You'll know what one of those cards is for sure because of City Gate. So that might change the math a little bit. But also there are 10 non-action cards, right? Anyway, someone could probably do the math. I'm not going to do the math. I wonder if Derpa can win this turn. It feels like the answer is yes. Can JNails win this turn? I feel like the answer is no. I feel pretty strongly that Derpa has a win here, right? So maybe... I think JNails has the province. I'm not going to count out the entire turn of what Derpa can do, but it feels winnable. So I would be pretty strongly considering province here as JNails. But JNails refuses the province. I'm going to assume Derpa wins here. That is my assumption. JNails lower in them piles. Well, Engineer's safe to lower. I don't think you can take... well, you can gain and play 2 villages, so that helps a lot, right? Okay, well, this certainly draws, deck pretty comfortably, I think. So, like, we have 3 engineers, right? So there's already 6 gains. 3 duplicates or 2 duplicates? 3. So we're at 9 gains, 10 gains, 11 gains. Like, we got a lot of gains, alright? And we only have... I guess we only have 7 coins, but you'll only need to actually buy a state in that case. Right, because you can take 5 rangers, 2 villages, and 2 schemes here, right? We're not action gated, are we? No, we aren't. 6. No, we have exactly enough actions. We have more than enough actions. Yeah, gameplay village. That's what I said. So, like, engineers can gain village. You can dupe the rangers. This wins, yeah. This is actually enough. So you can play engineers now to gain 2 villages, draw them up. You can play engineer to gain 2 schemes. You can play 3 dupes and then play engineer to take 5 rangers, and then you buy a state for the win. So it turned out that JNails should have provinced. There's plenty of economy. There is 7 coins worth of economy, which is 1 more coin than is necessary. Well, yeah, because Derpa can only pile and score a single point here, right? So even Duchy was enough. Like, Derpa has exactly 1 more coin. Wait, is 8 gains enough? Wait, what's the gain situation? Improve can't get you more gains, can it? Oh, Improve can get you points, though. So, like, you can get Improve... Oh, it is enough, like this. Oh, yes, okay, I got you. No, I don't think gaining and playing Improve actually helps your chances of winning here. But then you have to gain the Improve, but then you need to afford 3... Okay, yeah, sorry. The Improve gets you a duchy instead of a state. Okay, sure. But then you're just gaining the Improve instead of the range. I guess it gets you the economy then. But you only have... How many extra actions do you have? Because you have 6, there's 4, there's 5. You only have 1 extra action, so you can only play one Improve, right? So the very best turn Derpa can have here is piling and taking a duchy. Regardless, the province would have stopped this. And I don't think you can hope for a dud, considering how much was schemed. 4, 5... Yeah, you could have actually probably saved an action, because you don't need to play the 2 rangers, right? Because the 5 cards that Ranger drew could have been drawn. No, you did need to, because you would just draw exactly this hand if you didn't play Ranger, right? So the only way you're getting and playing is if you play all the Rangers. So I don't think you can do better than that. All right, this is looking looking like we found the line that wins. Well, starting to at least. Just start gaining some schemes. It's a lot of thinking, though. It doesn't seem like there's that much to calculate here, right? Like, you should just be able to know if there's a win. The calculation's not particularly crazy or anything. It's just you count your gains. There's enough gains by 1, so you're good. I mean, yeah, you want to be sure, but I don't know. How many times do you need to count to 9 to be sure? Regardless, this just gains Scheme Ranger, and you buy an estate, you call it a day. And derpa takes the 2nd game. No, sorry, the 3rd game. Yes, you could have engaged. You could have gained and played the improve, but that at best gets you a duchy instead of estate, because you still need to like buy a scheme or something instead. Well, but winning by 1 is better than winning by 3, so really the improve line seems like a misplay to me. You know, you gotta style a little bit. Alright. So I think derpa definitely advances with the win here, right? Well, okay, no. Here's the most stylish, right? No. Let's think about this, because what you could do is you could get the improve, leave 1 ranger in the pile, and then buy the estate and improve the improve into a ranger. Huh? Huh? So you can have the best of both worlds. Those worlds being winning by exactly 1 and improving a card. Hey! City Quarters back. That's a lot of... What's going on in the bottom left here? That's a lot of 8D cards, huh? I improvise all of my lines. Everything I say is a completely original thought that was birthed ex nihilo from my brain. I want to see the opening splits here. The 4-3 would be tempting to do, like, Transmog Overlord, I think. Well, is Overlord that good on this board? What does it play? It plays Paddock. It plays Skier. I think those are fine cards to play. Well, I don't know what splits they have, because they didn't hit start game. Okay. I mean, Paddock Seer is definitely a strong combo. So I think T-Mog Overlord makes some sense. It's a bit less exciting on the Sliceer is probably better than Paddock Seer, right? Yeah, Sliceer is better just because Seer draws. Oh, there's oh my god, I didn't even see Canal. Okay, that got spicy. Is Canal worth it? I guess it is, because Seer drawing Seer is just pretty wild, right? Well, that's why you transmog the estates. You transmog the estates into villages. I imagine you do want a lot of fives here, right? Like, between spices, sear, and paddock, like, you want all of those a lot, right? You can take all of them. Yeah, this is like one of the best canal boards I've seen, I think, actually, to be honest. Well, canal's a fun card, but it's usually pretty weak. Like, I guess project, yeah. I think canal is just not amazing. I think, sorry, when I say weak, I mean on like the project spectrum, all right? Like, I'm gonna compare it to other projects. I think it's on like the lower end of the project's strength. Like, are you asking me? I just like there are definitely some really like there's some really high use cases for it, but like 1 coin per buy is it's just uh it's just it's a really high opportunity cost is the problem. Like it's a very expensive price point to hit. Um, but you're still taking it over other things. Like buying the key, like is the key worth 7? Maybe. I don't think so though. Not usually. Was there one against province? Really? That's good to know. I'll assume you're correct. You win the game, which means it has to be true. I would definitely not put. I would not put Canelo right now. I would put Inno like just above average project and Canal just below average project. Um, well, okay. I think the ceiling on Canal is probably higher than the ceiling on Inno, but I don't know. I would. Here's the problem. I just don't like. I think rankings are stupid, so I don't actually care that much about them. If I thought for a while like the best projects, I know. I just think they're stupid. Like I'll talk in some generalities, but like I'm more just concerned with like, hey, is Canal good on this board rather than is Canal generally good? Like I don't think it's a very useful metric to say like this card is generally strong or generally weak. Um, the problem though is Overlord definitely does a lot of good work on the open, even though it doesn't like it gets in the way of Canal stuff. But I think I still want like I think on the 4-3 I definitely want like Overlord like Transmog Overlord. I think still even though it gets worse with Canal on this board, I think what it does for you in the opening of the game is still strong enough to want. Um, I will say for sure though, this many overlords seems a bit like madness to me. It seems really bad. Yeah, I think the opening overlord is the only time I would consider overlord on this board. The rest of these look like really bad. Also, didn't someone hit 7 and didn't buy Canal, right? Who did that? Was that Jan? No, Derpa hit 7 and bought Overlord. Ugh. Like, they know that how Seer Canal works, right? I don't know. Trying to skip on Seer Canal is just very strange, in my opinion. So Seer Canal, especially with the spices, oh my, Seer Canal spices with some paddock action, it is very strong. And they're doing this thing with Overlords, which is just not nearly as fun or strong. They don't have 35, alright? They have 33 overlords. You and your exaggerations. Lord over many Dominion cards. Lord is not a Dominion card. Not yet. Anyway, back to what I was saying about rankings. I'll engage in like ranking things because it can be fun, but I actually think it has like literally no value in any sort of like meaningful sense. Well, play. Oh, that's fine. Like, if you give me a power ranking of projects, like I don't know how that would make me better at Dominion. That's my thing. Okay, approximately no value. I think it might have some value for like newer players who just are less familiar with the game, but like I don't know how I could use a card ranking list like that to learn anything at all useful. I mean, so the benefit for newer player would be when I say things like, yeah, when I say things like Silk Merchant's a very strong card. A newer player might be able to use that to think about more why Silk Merchant's a very strong card, right? Because it's not immediately obvious. But like, I don't know. I just think it's a lot more beneficial to like look at a kingdom like this and talk about why Canal is super strong on this board, right? Anyway, it's still fun. I mean, it's still fun to do some card rankings here and there, but I'm still not even convinced the discussion process is. I mean, you can talk about things like when Canal might be strong or when it might be weak, or like when, Overlord is a good card to open, but like I still even think that's a little too generic. Yeah, the lack of spices is really weird to me, largely because it's the only +5 on this board. I'm so confused. I'm just like really confused by both of their play on this board. Nutmeg. I don't know. This all feels pretty. The way they're playing this seems like pretty bad to me, both of them. So that's my assessment. Cardamom is the best spice. All right. Anyone who says differently is wrong. There we go. I love me some cardamom. All right. Make some ginger snaps. Go heavy on the cardamom. Whew. All right. That's what I'm talking about. All right. You want to make some banana bread? Throw some cardamom in there. What's cardamom? It's a spice. It's a very distinctive flavor. If you've ever had cardamom, you know what it tastes like. It is quite distinctive. It's often used in, well, it's used in a lot of baking, but it's often used with like ginger-based desserts. It is used in like Indian cooking as well for like main dishes as well, but yeah, it's very often used in desserts. I guess it's used quite a bit in Indian cooking, isn't it? Now that I think about it. Yeah, the combination of ginger and cardamom is like one of my favorite things. Making a good ginger cookie that's heavy on the cardamom. Oh my god, I want ginger snaps right now. So here's the thing. Yeah, no, citrus. I'm not gonna read the article because I'm assuming it just says that using citrus like brings out flavor, which is totally true. So a lot of times, here's a little cooking tip for you, right? If you're ever cooking food and you think it's not salty enough, but you already put salt in it, instead of adding more salt, add some citrus, all right? That makes it pop. It brings out the saltiness of the rest of the flavor without adding more salt. Oh, that's 11 cardamom recipes? Wait, why does it say citrusy spice? Oh, is it? Oh, okay. You can add salt to watermelon. You should add like small amounts of salt to like most things. Like baking, like you always want like a small amount of salt in baking or sweet things. Salted chocolate is really good. All right. I see 9 archives in the supply. I'm confused as to why there's 9 archives in the supply, though. Yeah, no, not adding. Oh no, if you try to make bread without salt, like that is very clear. When you do it in like sweet foods, the effect of salt's a little more subtle, but you can kind of tell. But definitely with things like bread, it's very obvious. Why does anyone have an archive? Archive's really bad here, isn't it? Are you thinking of Noah? Ugh, JNails. That was so bad. JNails. No, that was... Oh, boy. So... Is derpa just not realizing that Overlord can play Archive? I think derpa just doesn't realize that Overlord plays Archive, right? Yeah, JNails, stop gaslighting derpa. Come on. There we go. Cleared it up. City Quarter? Oh, I hate all of this so much. Oh, I hate everything they're doing. Alright, let's talk about food some more. Alright, I'm done with this game. Archive is a Greek word meaning government. Well, I'm going to assume that's correct. I don't know linguistics at all here. Wait, arc is a Latin word? Meaning chest. So like arc meaning like the boat arc is just like a chest that floats on water and holds things. Should have made all cards non-duration. Baby, don't hurt me no more. Yes, it was basically a giant boat, like a square, like a square thing that floats, presumably. It measured some number of cubits or something or other, a bunch of cubits. Well, it is a 3-dimensional square. Slash, I guess rectangle, not a square. Sure. I don't know. It's been a while since I've cared. I said cubits. Oh, yes. A cubit is 18 inches? It's roughly, yeah. No, I thought a cubit was, like, there's no standard definition of cubit, is there? Like, it just depends on who you ask. Like, I don't think there was, like, a standard of measures in the ancient world like we have today. Maybe. Anyway, let's all talk about how bad the English unit system is for a second. All right? Like the length of elbow to fingertip. The problem is different people have different... Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it varies between time and places. Like, I don't think there's a standard for it. Anyway, English unit systems, as an engineering professor, I'm going to say I loathe the English unit systems and everything about them, and I'm forced to teach them because engineers are stupid. Except degrees Rankin. Degrees Rankin's okay. That one can stay. The rest can go. What's there to fight about? Like, obviously the engineers would build things that actually win in that fight. I don't like you can take your theory and shove it, alright? So my thought is I will say Kelvin because that's typically how things are said, but it's just kind of silly and stupid. Like, here's the thing. You got degrees Celsius, you got degrees Fahrenheit, you got, depending on who you ask, you either have just Rankine or degrees Rankine. But usually people say degrees Rankine. But again, there's disagreement there. And then Kelvin's just like, I want to be special. You know what, Lord Kelvin? You are not special, alright? Get over yourself. Actually, Kelvin was pretty special, though. Kelvin's a cool guy. Wait, did JNails win? I'm not even looking. What happened? JNails had spices. Oh, canal! Oh! I didn't even see the canal by. See, did JNails finally figure out that canal is good here? That's incredible. Oh man. It's only turn 11 canal. Yeah, the overlords are just bad. They're like Seer, but much worse. Graph theory. I wish my students would use graphs. They try to hand sketch things, and it's always terrible. They have terrible handwriting. I hate it. And I tell them to, like, they shouldn't like graph things by hand. They should use computers. And they're like, nah, I'm gonna graph by hand. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take points off. And they don't care. I know it's making a joke shot at hand. I know. Sorry. Sometimes I do the literal interpretation as a joke thing. Turn. Oh, I use both. We use both. Typically, we're talking about torques when we're talking about the moment about the center of rotation, but we use moments for other things as well. So, like, we're talking about like the rotation of a shaft or something. I'll say torque, but when I'm teaching like statics or dynamics, I'll teach things in terms of moments. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. That is a joke I use in class. I think a lot of us are STEM. Like, a lot. This is a very STEM kind of game. Hey, look at that canal. Moment's inertia is scalar, but So here's the thing, is I almost always, in practical senses, only use like a one-directional moment of inertia, right? So I kind of treat it like a scalar all the time. But, you know, you're correct. You can have directional moments of inertia, for sure. But you don't really treat it like a... It is a tensor, yeah, it's a tensor. Here's the thing. Undergraduate engineering, we don't do tensors, all right? So I haven't actually done a lot of tensors lately. Not since grad school, really. Yeah, well, the thing is, tensors are super useful in like a lot of mechanical engineering. It's just we don't teach it at all for undergrads. I don't know why. My guess is undergrads are just really bad at math, and so we try to like go easy on the math. But it's still really useful. Like so many things, like stresses. Like I don't know. There's a billion things. Sleighs. Why would you take sleigh? Sleigh's really bad, isn't it? I really dislike those sleighs. Like the sleighs would be okay if the sleighs would be okay if the canal wasn't bought, but with canal, sleighs not get picked up by Sear, which is a big issue. Also, this hand for JNails is fantastic. Yes. Why does JNails have a city quarter? Can someone explain to me? Oh my god, you're right. T-Mog into Overlord, do it. That's so good. That's a fantastic line, and I love it. That might be the greatest use of T-Mog I've seen ever. Oh man, I still don't know why JNails has a city quarter to begin with, but are you sure? I'm not convinced you copper to Slay. I think you might want to save the T-Mogs on the map if you can. I think the control it gives you for like next turn, like saving a T-Mog for next turn is helpful. Well, okay, so you turn them both into Slays, you draw 2 cards, right? Oh wait, it draws no, because you can slay. Oh wait. You're right, because you can play 1 Slay to put a horse in hand to draw even more. Yeah, I guess that's better than doing City Quarter to Overlord. Blah. But City Quarter to Overlord is much more fun. All right. But you're right. It's probably better draw to go coppers to slays. Because at worst draws 4 cards, right? It's like worst case scenario that draws 4 cards. And presumably 4 cards is enough to kick off here. The only downside of that line is you also get rid of a T-Mog on the map, and it gives you a little bit less control for like stuff next turn, but I think that's probably not quite so relevant. If JNails has a turn, JNails just wins regardless, so it's fine. You could province to Seer. I'm a little. That's like there's a lot of risk in doing that, but maybe. No, I think it's too risky to ever be worth it. Like, it might be worth it in the line where let's say you don't have canal and you can't go copper to slay. It might be worth it. I don't know. It's just the second slay draws pretty well already. Does double Can JNails quad province? Also, if JNails can quad province, can you win that anyway? And probably not. I don't know if the duchy does very much, to be honest. Like you could double province, take as many provinces as are safe, and then you can build more. Like you don't have to take a. Oh, you're right. Duchy does get straw by seer. Oh, you know what? I keep freaking canal. That makes the seer better, or the duchy better, because it doesn't stop your draw. You can also take like another spices. What's the? So JNails has 6 gains at most, right? So piles are not really a threat. That's fine. 4 duchies and spices is actually totally reasonable, I think. Wait, 8 gains? What am I missing? Well, but I'm assuming he can't use those T-Mogs for like mill gains. Otherwise, you just don't have a turn, right? So you have to use those T. Or I guess we're thinking in terms of what derpa's thinking of what JNails can do. So. Yeah, the thing I'd be scared about as derpa taking provinces now is the threat of JNails just milling a bunch. That would be a scary proposition. Let's see what we're doing here. We're going copper to slice? Yeah. I think what derpa just did there was totally fine, I think. I don't know that you're beating 4 provinces anyway, but you can get close to beating. No, you can't really with only. derpa has no T-Mog, right? Huh. Like I don't. So derpa has at most 5 games, right? So let's say province and 4 duchies certainly does not outscore 4 provinces. So you're not beating 4 provinces regardless. So maybe double province there was probably best, but then again, provinces don't get drawn by seer. So more stop cards might be not great. I don't know. I think those buys by derpa were fine. So what's the damage here? What are we looking at? Top 2 cards are sleighs, right? I guess we're just playing all the sleighs here. I guess we can top deck. You can top deck 1 or 2 horses. I wonder if it's worth top decking 2 horses and not playing all the sleighs. Probably not. Probably just play the sleighs you can. And that right there is 27 coins. So, what does JNails do here? Is 6 duchies bad? Or good? Why does JNails look at 4 sleighs and a paddock when gaining paddock? I don't. Wait, what? Oh, playing paddock. Yeah. It's not playing paddock. It's playing sleigh, not playing paddock, right? Nothing was. No paddocks were played. I don't think, were they? I think you meant sleigh. Okay. So. Wait, 27 is 1 short, right, of quad province? Yeah, that's a little unfortunate to be 1 short. Ooh, that's spicy. Is that enough points? derpa has 5 gains, right? So province, 3 duchies scores 21, which is exactly enough to win, right? Am I miscounting? This is like an exact win if derpa can draw a deck, right? Well, what is it? That does it cost? 14. 1412 is 26. 26, right? 7 times 2 is, yeah, 26. I guess the problem is you might need to spend some overlords for paddocks. So I would be very, very slow to play these overlords. Oh, I also would not play that archive when you had a chance. So, like, if Derpa wants to win here, the play is to play all the draw cards that you have to play first. And then try to play as many overlords as paddocks, and to not play the archive, because you definitely don't want to reserve any treasures at all. So, like, these overlords here, certainly the second overlord didn't have to get played. I don't know why we're not just playing all the horses, to be honest here. Just draw your deck as much as possible. Like, you have a lot, like, Derp has a lot of horses, right? Alright, so what's the economy situation for Derpa? 7 coffers, 7 coppers, 4 spices. So that's 14 and 8 already, right? 5 spices? Maybe not. I thought we had more horses than that. Do they not? I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, it's weird to not just, like, play the horses and see what you draw first, right? Like, play your other cards and see what you draw. Like, alright, hold on. There's only a silver in there, right? There's a silver and a copper. Well, that village was actually probably incorrect then. Because you should have played this. If you're playing Seer, you should have played Seer before Village. Is Overlord as paddock enough here? That gets you 4, 14, 24. Oh, yeah, that's plenty, right? Yeah. Paddock here is enough to win. But I think if there are 2 silvers, then Seer also wins, right? Because you pick up the silver. So the really weird thing that JNails did last turn was not buy an estate. Yeah. Like, if JNails was counting, like, JNails should have figured out the situation for Derpa, right? And just taken the estate? Wait, are the last 2 cards estates? Hold on, someone misled me. Someone said there was 2 silvers in there. Okay, well, whoever lied to me, you're banished. In this case, well, JNails could have bought 2 estates also. Yeah, they couldn't both be estates. Alright, everyone's lying to me. There are so many lies going on here. Anyway, I think Derpa advances to the not group stage, so well done, Derpa. So, that's it for this one. Till next time.